In 1905, when the Marianas was under Germany, and so was much of the Caroline Islands and the Marshalls and Samoa, a group of Samoans tried to resist the German colonists at that time. They were gathered up and exiled to Saipan. While they were exiled to Saipan, World War I ended, and the Samoans were still in Saipan, and the Japanese took over. While they were there, they tried to think of a way to escape. They wanted to go home. I looked at your names here, your last names. I see many of you are related, because in Samoa many of our titles are related. So these are your kwa'a, your ancestors. So they prepared a ba'alo, canoe, and we're going to try to sneak out. When it was ready, the old men got together and said, "We are too old. We need one young person." So they selected a man named I'inga Pisa. And so while the Chamorro people on Saipan distracted the Japanese, they pushed his canoe into the water and he paddled from Saipan to Roda. While he was in Roda, somehow the Japanese had heard that the escaped person was in Roda. And so under a great punishment, nobody on this island revealed where they had hidden I'inga. I'inga knew that if they came again and discovered he was there, the people who had taken care of him would be severely punished. And so he did something that people thought was impossible. He got on his canoe to sail to Guam, because Guam is where the Americans were. And he thinks he could help his people in Saipan. He made it across, and I think there's a power plant somewhere around here. On the beach, a Chamorro fisherman was fishing and saw something on the beach. He probably thought it was a small whale. So he went around and he noticed it was a man, a big man. So he called members of his family, they pulled him out, and they contacted the Navy. So before the Navy got there, the people in this part here, what is this area called? Whoever the families in this section where I'inga was washed up took very good care of him. I'm amazed that of all places where a training would be done for Samoans is at the place where he was saved. I understand there's a mayor in this part. Malo, your ancestors are connected to you. And so when the Navy brought him, they returned him, they took him to the naval base. He couldn't speak English, he could only speak Samoan, or German and Samoan. But all the German ships were brought here because World War I was over. And so they asked a German captain which ship was in Samoa, and the German ship Jaguar was here. They got the captain. Sure enough, the captain recognized I'inga Pisa. So they spoke German, both German, and they translated. To make a small story short, the American Navy had cartographers. These are map makers. They were here with the admiral trying to map the western or the eastern coast of Asia, the Western Pacific. When they heard about this man and what he had done, crossing in a canoe the strait between Roda and Guam, which, by the way, is one of the most treacherous straits in the Pacific, and he somehow made it across on Sva'alo. They were so impressed that they named the straits between Roda and Guam the I'inga Pisa Straits. So if you look at the old maps, this section between Roda and Guam is named after your ancestor. I bring this because I need to remind, in case some of you may have forgotten or didn't know that the gratitude, the care, and the love of the people of Guam helped your ancestor survive. So when you're here, you always remember in how you conduct yourself. Treat the people, return their fa'aloalo, return their alofa.